This was the worst idea ever. So my racing alter ego, not only for lemons, but especially for lemons, is the Mexican Stig. And people ask me, oh, are you Mexican? I'm like, nope, I'm from Maine. It's about the farthest thing possible. But it was a combination of being able to grow a absolutely terrible mustache and being given this sombrero by some friends when I was living out in Nevada. So it just kind of evolved from there. So I had this sombrero and I was wearing it around the track. And one day there just happened to be a picture of me in my race suit with a sombrero holding a Corona next to a Mexico blue Porsche 911. And so I think that kind of just started it. And you know, there's already an African Stig and a American Stig and a Stig. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll be the Mexican Stig because I'm not actually as fast as a Stig. And, you know, everybody says, oh, I'm the Stig's brother, whatever. And I'm like, this is so ridiculous that I can't actually be confused with having a big enough ego of thinking that I'm the Stig.
That's Doug. Doug likes to do burnouts, just like me.
When my friend was building my last track car, he surprised me and got graphics made with sombreros and Mexican flags and just like littered the car with huge sombrero graphics. It's just been a fun thing that's evolved and stuck, and now it's part of my identity. Of course, I've done it for a couple of Halloween costumes because it's just easy. I like going with whatever I have in my closet. So because I dress like an old man, I've done Mr. Rogers a couple of times. I help out with youth group at church. And one of my students asked me to chauffeur him and his girlfriend to their Christian school prom. And I said, absolutely, no problem. I didn't have a cool 4-seat car, so I just had to take my Volkswagen SUV. And I thought, okay, well, what way can I make this fun? So I said, you know what? I'm going to go as the Mexican Stig. So I put my suit on, donned the helmet. So I thought I was just picking him up, going to get his girlfriend, and dropping him off. No. They had a big congratulations party for him at their house prior to the prom. And it was like an hour and a half long. So I walk in the door in my 3-layer fireproof suit. Of course, once I'm committed, I'm committed. So I walk in and I, assume the Stig position of just standing there with my arms folded, thinking we'll be in and out of here shortly. No, they had food there, they had, congratulations party, everything like that. And of course, once I'm committed, I can't break character, so I'm just standing there. I'm sweating my balls off. I'm starving. I really want food, and I can't say a darn thing. This kid happens to be of African American descent. And apparently, Top Gear's audience, at least in America, is entirely Caucasian. Because nobody at this party had ever heard of anything like a Stig, and apparently they had never seen a racing suit or helmet either, because they had no idea what the heck was going on. So I'm standing there while all these relatives are coming up making observations about me. And it started off just kind of like, oh, what's his problem? And then it became, oh, he's a chauffeur. Oh, okay. As if that explained it. Like, oh, he's a chauffeur, so, he's standing there in this suit, not talking with a helmet on, like, I'm pretty sure chauffeurs wear a tux and a chauffeur cap and say, sir, and yes, ma'am, and all that. Why don't he say nothing? Oh, that chauffeurs don't speak. They're not supposed to talk. Oh, that's a funny chauffeur hat you got. I mean, just the observations are getting more and more hilarious. And of course, I've got to just stand there and not laugh, not saying anything, whatever. finally the hour and a half goes by as if it was a week, and he's ready to go, and they take all the pictures and this and that, and I shuttle him into the car and can finally take off, and my torture has ended, and I'm like, this was the worst idea ever. So I get him to his prom, and I pull up to a screeching halt as best I can do in a Volkswagen SUV, and run around and open the door for them, and then peel out again, leaving all the valets at the hotel just in utter bewilderment as to what just happened. So that was my failed attempt at being a Mexican Stig chauffeur. So after the race at Autobahn Country Club, which is outside of Joliet, Illinois, we had to do a parts run. Saturday evening, my teammate Dave and I decided to go into the AutoZone to get the needed parts. So of course I've got my sombrero, because I'm not wearing my helmet anymore, and we head into Joliet. The only problem was that the AutoZone was smack dab in the middle of the Latin American area of Joliet. So we're pulling up to the AutoZone, and I'm just like, Dave, it's been nice knowing you. Oh my gosh, everybody here must absolutely hate me. But we made it out of there just fine. Got back to the race and had our parts in hand. So we were at dinner one night, and of course I had my racing mustache for the Mexican Stig, and I'm wearing my snap-on team jacket. And I come out of a restaurant, and there's these two big guys there, and just absolutely hammered. And one of them sees me and he goes, "You must owe a lot." And I'm like, "What? You must owe a lot. All those tools you had to buy, that jacket." And I'm like, "What?" And my buddy who's a mechanic, he's like, "Yeah, man, like he thinks you had to buy all these tools and Snap-on gave you the jacket." And I'm like, "Oh." So he's just like giving me crap, and his friend comes up to him and he goes, No, man, dude, you don't mess with a guy with a mustache like that." I have to bring my props when I'm telling stories. Last time I brought the cop hat, so I had to bring my sombrero to illustrate the Mexican Stigness. I'm in the airport and I go through security and have my hat. And after I go through security, I go to the bathroom, and I'm sitting there on the porcelain throne, and I hear over the PA, "Would the person who left their straw hat please return to the south checkpoint in security to claim it?" And I'm just like, oh crap. How did I miss this, right? Like, how did I leave that in security? I think it actually got stuck in the on the conveyor belt. Didn't make it out, They had to extricate it. So, out of sight, out of mind. So I go back to get it, and I go up to one of the TSA agents, and I said, "I left my hat here." She goes, "Was it this big?" I'm like, yes, that's my hat. Thank you.